Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of the RoundTable, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right. We are back for another show, believe it or not, and it may be against your better judgment to watch us, but you're back with us anyway.
That's right.
That's right. I'm Aaron Phillips, Rick Upchurch, George Miklos on the far right. Welcome you to another show. By the way, of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, you already know that. You can find us on our page or the WWDBTV page. Or if you like YouTube, guess what? Same two channels there. But remember this, if you like the YouTube, you must hit the live button on there, whether you're watching us right now, want to switch, or if you're watching it at a later time, you still need to hit the live button because that's where our shows are under. So please do that. Of course, in about 72 hours, go to Roku, where the WWDBTV channel sits and exists, because from there, you'll have a whole ton of shit shows to watch on the network,
including us.
I'm running out of adjectives. And of course, as always, 702-992-3207 is our number. I hate, this is not the intention, guys. And first of all, how are you guys doing this week?
Doing great, man. Let me tell you, I've had a great week. Me and my wife, I came back, man, for Santa Claus. We're with the Rotary Club.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so we took a bunch of kids to J.C. Penney's.
Oh, did you say Santa Claus?
Santa Claus.
That's
it's not Santa Claus, but Santa Claus.
Okay, no, I like that. That's cool.
Santa open.
Yeah, and so the kids had about $250 to be able to spend, on clothes, socks, shirts, pants. This one kid wanted a suit. I was like, really, dude? I kind of like you, man. Yeah, cool. He wanted a suit. So, these underprivileged kids, man, get an opportunity to go in, man, and experience shopping.
Oh, cool.
And then get the things that they want. And I'm sure when they go home, the parents see it and the grandparents see it. And they're just happy campers right now, man, because they were able to go and spend time even with their friends and doing that shopping. The kids were showing us. They were like, hey, man, come over here. Here's the stuff that, hey, here's the right price for this. And I'm like, I felt dumb. I have the thumb in my mouth and the whole works. But what a great time, man, with these young kids, seeing the smiles on their face, right?
Picking their own clothes out.
Picking their own clothes out.
Doing it.
And then we went to the Boy Scouts facility where we had a field day for them. I mean, all kinds of stuff we had out there. They were ripping and running. Candy bars with arms, man. Kids don't have ADHD. You know what?
Sugar.
They just, I know. They just want to, man, go out and have fun.
Right.
Be a normal child.
That's it.
But the first thing we want to do as a society is put them on medication and say, well, they're ADHD.
Yes.
Well, once you put them on the medication, now the body starts to rely on it. Right. And so, now I have to have it in order for my body and my mind to function. No. Let's take these kids out, man, and just let them run and have a good time.
Right.
Be kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's I wanted tonight's show because we're getting into the holiday. Well, we are kind of in the holidays between
pretty much
once Thanksgiving
kicks
kicks off.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
School has one more week here in Las Vegas. The 15th is the last day before 2.5 weeks of break. There was Norman Lear passed away. We'll get to talk to him more about that later on. But 11:30, 11:45, the shit hits the news that there's another mass shooting being reported. And for us here, it's how it happened in our backyard once again.
Right.
Now, the positive thing, though, there's only one positive thing, in my opinion, fellas, that came out of this. Okay. The deaths were very minimal in terms of other mass shootings that we've been reading and dealing with and everything else. Okay. Quick response by Metro and
campus police,
campus and sheriffs and the whole shebang. And so our hats go off to them. And obviously, our hats, thoughts, prayers, and everybody, it goes off to everybody who the families affected, those who lost their lives, injured, the whole campus community, everything.
Yes.
When are we going to stop talking about this? When are we going to? What will it take?
Never.
When are we going to just not have to worry about a family member going to work, going to school, going to a sporting event, and worrying about whether they're going to come home or not?
It's not going to happen. You know why? our society, man, has fallen in love with guns. It's not so much the guns. We understand that there's mental health and that whole deal. This guy here couldn't deal with rejection.
College professor, man.
When they told him that he couldn't work there, he got angry and when said the folks that told me that I'm not allowed to work here in this facility. Now we see why. Just think, man, if they would have hired him and he would have been there and he got disciplined, what do you think would have happened to him?
It's funny because they did mention that he had been a career college professor,
Right.
but he hadn't taught since 2011 at East Carolina University. So something happened at that point where he hasn't been a teacher in the last 10 years. Like you said, I think they're starting to dig now and find stuff.
Yeah.
Online, a suicide note or all. I wasn't privy to all the details yet, but
for what
he's
I
a
heard,
college professor. He's the one that you're supposed to be able to trust.
Yeah,
Go to
what I had
school,
heard.
Rejection.
Yeah,
The rejection is a mental illness. I talked with Brian Link the other night, and I talked with him because this is what he does. He says, Rick, rejection, people don't realize rejection hits people down in the heart because now they're saying they're not being accepted.
They're not good enough.
And they're not good enough. And so then the anger builds up and then they go after the person that insulted them and told them that they're not worthy.
Well, which explains the 2 deaths that they've reported. The names were both college professors.
That's right.
They haven't mentioned the 3rd one yet because they haven't been able to get in touch with the next of kin yet.
Right.
Some of the things that was floating around yesterday also was the significant other, spouse, wife, I'm not sure what the official category was, is that when she realized what was about to go down, and also there might have been some sort of accomplice that was supposedly part of it, maybe down at the Best Buy right down there in Maryland, she apparently called in that something was about to go down because her husband was not well. And I'm just throwing my own words into describing what was possibly reported. So good for her, first of all, to report it. But why did she not recognize the signs that there may have been something wrong before it got to that point?
I don't know if they know any about that part yet, but as I was leaving, that's when they came out with his name and that he had 11 magazines on him and there was 9 on him when they found him. So there was 2 that he used. And I missed the rest of it. But rejection, first of all, I'm in the entertainment business, acting business. I get rejected all the time.
We sold timeshare.
Yeah, rejection every day. So you learn to deal with it. You just don't. Somehow there's, again, mental illness has got to be associated. But to me, it's a cop out. Every person or suspect of a gun shooting is, it's mental illness. Sometimes I think that's used as an excuse, even though some of them might be mentally ill. We use that all the time now. Oh, he was mentally ill. Oh, he's bipolar. Oh, we just throw the letters out. We don't really.
Back in the day, though.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true. I really don't.
Go ahead.
I don't. Like I said, Don and I are trained. We worked with kids, man, in foster care and that whole deal. So we're trained to recognize it. Don and I, we've done that for 15 years. And when I see it, I know it.
What about a 67-year-old man that was a teacher? How far he made it through all that? Again, we don't know his full past, but to yesterday until he finally just fell apart or whatever.
Look at Aaron Hernandez, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to look at Aaron Hernandez, right? This kid, man, he had a background, man. When he was growing up, he was a gang member. He was hooked up with the gang, and he stayed hooked up with the gangs, right? But then when he left and went to the National Football League, they told him that he couldn't have that association anymore. And the minute they told him he couldn't have that association anymore, he said, bull crap.
Right.
You don't tell me who I have to hang out with. And then when he had the party at his house, what happened? He ended up killing somebody in that whole deal. Then they tell him, well, look, understand that you can't play anymore. You were a part of a murder and that whole deal. I think that when they told him that he couldn't hang around those guys anymore, that was the rejection.
Right.
They said, you can't be with them anymore. You
can't play anymore if you're going to hang.
If you're going to hang with those guys, man, and that whole deal, because it's going to be detrimental not only to you, but we're protecting the shield that you're playing under.
Now, do you think the mental illness, again, if we're going to go in that direction, it's got to start in the family home as a kid? Was mental illness, would that be part of the upbringing or the lack of?
Well, there's not just one thing as far as mental illness is concerned. There's a bunch of cumulative things, man, as far as mental health is concerned. That's why when you sit down with them, you have to go through a trail of things, man, from when they were young all the way up to today. And so you can pinpoint where all of a sudden they say, I'm not happy. I don't like you. I want to hurt myself. And you can pinpoint that stuff if you go through the steps to find out their background from a child all the way up to their adulthood.
And how do you help them if they've already gone over that bridge and they already feel that way and there's no turning back? How do you help someone like that?
Well, what we do, once again, we have books, we have training, and we have accreditations that we have to go through with these folks. Let's say they're ADHD. So we have a playbook, man, for folks that are ADHD or folks with rejection. We look at the book of rejection and we look at the steps, man. And so first thing we have to do is we have to get a fine-tooth comb and go through their hair and find out which one.
Right.
And so it might be 5 categories that they're having issues with. But if you can just start with one, it will take you to the other ones. Believe me, it will. It's a trail. It's like breadcrumbs.
Now, people like this guy, maybe I don't know what his whole life was, but don't you think that there's a lot of us go through those kind of things and we manage to make it through
Right.
them. So I'm trying to figure out how certain folks, especially more in today's society, the last 20 years, it's just more prevalent now. I didn't remember hearing about all this stuff when I was a teenager 40 years ago.
Because
50.
remember back in the day, they would put folks in the insane asylum.
Lobotomies.
Yeah,
Right.
lobotomies in that whole deal, man. They weren't ready they didn't want to deal with this. But then all of a sudden, pharmaceuticals got involved because it's about money and said, we can make a drug that can help settle them down or can help them get beyond the issues that they have. Because Donna and I, we had to sit down, we had to go through all the medications, and we had to be graded so that we could give them the medication.
And I think pharmaceuticals, a lot of them are bad.
Well,
Even though my mother was a doctor, I still think certain.
not for everybody. Let's say,
Yeah.
once again, we can't throw
Right.
everybody into a basket.
What is the percentage out of every 10 out of 100? Obviously not exact, just kind of ballpark it. People who are like this professor,
Yes.
male versus female, who have mental illness. Okay. My reason being is out of reported mental illness cases, let me rephrase it because I want to get it right for my own answer that I want to put out there.
Sure.
How many men to women are there that suffer from mental illness, would you say? Out of every 100, how much percentage wise would you say is male to female or vice versa?
I would say somewhere in the vicinity of maybe about 9 to 10%
Of
men
men or female?
of male. Males are more apt to have mental illness than women.
Really?
So you're saying
Yes.
so 90% male, 10% women.
Yes.
Okay. The reason I ask that is for this. Okay. We as men.
obviously never dated any of the women I dated.
Well, I was going to say, I'm kind of, it's
But,
funny.
but once again, that's from you guys' personal view. When they look at the data in that whole deal
Right.
and they do a cumulative and look at it, it's more men that have issues because more stress on them than
On
women.
society.
So-
What about women with postpartum or that kind of
Yes,
depression?
that's
kids
that's
and
that's included
that kind of
in there.
stuff too.
That's included in there. No ifs, ands, or buts.
The reason
about
I
it.
ask this question is this: men generally will do everything they can to not go to the doctor.
Yes,
Look.
that's true.
You know,
and they hold what else in?
they hold their pressure, they hold their emotions
Stress,
in.
Yep.
emotions.
And I gotta admit, I mean, I'm one of them.
Come on.
So that's why I'm surprised that 90% sounds high to
me
me
too.
that many men report an issue. Now,
10% of men? Yeah.
that aside, okay, 23 years ago, last month, my mom passed.
That's it.
Okay.
Mhm.
And close to my mom, like a lot of, families are hopefully close knit.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize what was happening to me. I knew I was changing, but I couldn't pinpoint it. And it took quite a time for my spouse to keep pushing me out the door. You need help. You need help. You need help.
Yes.
P.S. Finally, I started going to see somebody. I thought I can handle it, get right without any medication support or anything like that.
Mhm.
It worked for a year. And then after reading an article about Terry Bradshaw, who we know has
Right.
history, right?
Mhm.
Right.
For all of his stresses, I'm like, you know what? This article helped me realize I'm not right. And so I went back this time to get some medicinal support for me to deal with my anxiety and my depression. And it still pops up.
Mhm.
But the rarity of a guy to step up and say, "Hello, I got a problem. Help."
Yeah, with
We'll
anything.
wait to go to the doctor until our arm's barely hanging onto
Right.
our socket. I was like, "Honey, I think I need a Band-Aid."
Right.
That's right.
That's right. So that's why I'm kind of surprised. John?
So males, from the time they're born, are taught, don't cry, suck it up,
Rub dirt on it.
walk it off,
Right.
Yep.
don't be a wuss. You get into school, your coaches are telling you that. You go to the military, they're telling you that. And you get to a point where you bottle it up so much that it's too late.
Come on, John.
Right. And,
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
there's triggers out there that you just go, okay,
That's right.
that's it.
That's
I've
it.
crossed the line. No more.
That's right.
I mean, now with what happened at my school a couple of months ago across the street from me, I hear a car backfire. I'm going to freaking call under a desk.
Right.
Anyway, all right, it's 1:15. It is time for our first break, so we can move on a little bit. We're not ending the discussion. We want your input.
Absolutely.
We would love to get, as a matter of fact, our very first couple of shows when we aired over a year and a half ago was all about this
Mental
exact topic. Hello,
Right.
Patrick. It was about this, and mental illness and how to cope with it and everything else. And at this time of year, mental illness probably escalates.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the holidays.
Because of
Yeah.
the holidays and lost loved ones. I mean, I can't imagine the families after yesterday what they're going to go through
For the
in
rest
the
of
holiday
their
season,
lives.
for the
Yeah.
rest of their lives. All right, with that, hey, don't go anywhere. We got some great sponsors. At least I hope we do. Think we do. Even if you want to be a sponsor, email us. We'd love to have you. The RoundTable LV
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
Come on.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We got more to come right after this.
Yeah.
How unique.
It's gorgeous.
You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery. I've got to have it.
So colorful.
I can't live without it. You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery.
Most business owners struggle with the following issue. How do I brand my business to get noticed? Double 8 Design Studio helps businesses by designing brands that boost confidence, look and feel timeless, stand out from the competition, and attract all the right clients. Whether you are in need of a new brand, upgraded design elements, or completely redesign your current brand, Double 8 Design Studio has fully customized packages for your business. Call Chelsea McKendrick at 702-525-3334 and visit www.double8designstudio.com. Let Double 8 Design Studio give you a brand new outlook for your business.
You're on.
3,000 years.
All right, welcome back to the Roundtable, talking about the effects of events like yesterday at UNLV, hashtag UNLV Strong, hashtag Vegas Strong. I just want to share this. I know I have a lot of friends who are part of the school district and a lot of friends who have friends in the district. This was just announced by CCSD. We stand together as one community with UNLV. Yesterday's tragedy reminds us the importance of community and why supporting each other must be a priority. Many CCSD schools have been showing their support, and the district effort was initiated by 2 Coronado High School students who reached out to district leadership seeking ways to show unity. So we are honored to stand in strength and solidarity with UNLV and wear UNLV gear or UNLV red. Friday, December 8th, my school was a little early. I got a red shirt, red hat. UNLV is so that's tomorrow, December 8th.
Oh, we've worn it. I got my
UNLV is a
hat.
vital part of our Southern Nevada community. Many of our students are future UNLV rebels, educator, staff, etc. So with that, whether you're part of CCSD or not, get some red on. That's all. That's all that needs. Hey, red hat, red scarf, red gloves, red nail polish. It doesn't. Red underwear, only if you're Superman. But doesn't matter. Get some red on. Let's
You
show
mentioned-
support. Anywhere in the country.
On a post earlier about
Yes.
it. How great for the first time in a
Oh
long
yeah, I
time
posted
that
that.
the
today.
Rebels
Yes.
UNLV football team went.
Yep.
9-4, had a great season, playing a bowl game.
Yep.
And then it has to be their great season has to be pushed
tarnished.
back a little bit because of what happened yesterday, and that angers me also more than anything. It also angers me that I'm sad, of course, for all the people that were involved and the students that had to. But it angers me more than anything. This shit's got to stop, and it's not political. It's about human life, about God helping our society. And when I heard it was a 67-year-old college professor, I didn't even know what to say. I thought it was going to be some young kid or something, but college professor that who we put our kids' future and lives in when they go to their classroom. I mean, man.
Again, we haven't gotten all the information exactly what's going on. A lot of times you get laptops, you get letters, you get diaries, and you get all of that stuff. You talk with family members, and some of the family members said that he was acting a little
Well,
weird.
they went to his apartment over
that
there.
weird that day and
Yeah.
that whole deal. And so then we don't know what eggs you're walking on, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, you could be sitting here right now and you're like, man, I'm not going to let anybody know, but I'm going to go home, man, and do something to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't tell us
Mhm.
because once again, we were taught to be macho.
Right.
Don't let anybody get in your way. Don't let anybody stop you in that whole deal,
Mhm.
right? And so all of a sudden now you say to yourself, everybody is my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not my friend. I don't like you. I got my mindset and I'm going to do it.
Right.
Nobody's going to stop me. And some of them do this. They do a suicide type of a thing where, once again, I want to die. What do you think? I think when he went, he knew that when he went on campus and he went in there and shot them, he knew that it was going to be his last day.
Suicide by cop.
Suicide
Right.
by cop.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can't change a mindset like that, I
Right.
guess, once it's.
That's right. That's right, guys.
I don't know.
So once again, until you get into that field and really get into it deep and understand that stuff, how the mind and the body, man, work together for good and for bad. And when you talk about guns and that whole deal, it's not the guns, it's the people. I can sit a gun here all day long,
Right.
right? And it won't hurt anybody.
Right.
But the minute I put it in someone's hand and say, here, man, and they got issues and that whole deal, what is the first thing they're going to do? Oh, I got a weapon.
Mhm.
Now I can go do some.
Now
damage
we've
with
all
my
had
football.
our moments in life where we've been down and out and felt. What separates someone I've had some hard times. What separates someone like us who've had some down and outs in
It's a
our
great-
life
it's a
to
great
where's
question.
the
Where do we
point where
bounce
you
back?
slipped?
Right?
Yeah.
I
what's
think
the
it
cliff?
starts.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it's first of all the culture that you come out of, and I think the home life that you come
Right.
out
Strong home life.
of. I've been through
mental-
things. I've been through
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
At an early age, I went through something. When my grandmother passed away, man, I went into a depression, right? And I was like, oh, what? Oh my goodness. And so I had to repeat the 6th grade because I did nothing. That was the stressor on me, right? But then it took someone, whether it was my pastor, whether it was my coach, whether it was my family members, to sit down with me
Right.
and walk me through it to get me back on track. So if you don't have that person who can recognize that you're having issues, then you never ever get the help, or nobody will recommend you to go get the help.
Right.
And so you try to fix it yourself. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to either take drugs or you become an alcoholic.
Right. To
Period.
soften the pain or whatever.
Yeah, there are devices out there to do what we think softens
Right.
the pain, when all it really does is putting a Band-Aid on a hole in a dam. I mean,
Right.
that's really what it does. We're not going to solve the problem in our 60-minute corner of the world right here. And we've discussed this topic. I hate to say it this way, and I don't mean any disrespect, but ad nauseum, about how this is a situation that nobody seems
Because
to.
it happens
Right, right.
once or twice
Way
a
too
month
often.
now.
But what
Although I have to admit, I hadn't heard of anything in recent memory.
well,
last 3 or
Macy's
4
had an
months.
issue in Philadelphia earlier this
Right.
week.
Yeah.
You know, so
And Tennessee.
and Tennessee.
Oh, there you
And
go.
Texas.
So
Okay,
that's it.
so it's once a week now.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
the issue, is that now I think part of society, or there might be a part of society, that are taking these events as, oh, look, another one happened today. Let's just go on our way
Right.
to lunch.
Well, that's
and I think what's happened is we're getting
we've desensitized.
that's the word. Thank you. We're getting desensitized to it, and therefore the willingness or ability to even have an open forum to talk like we're doing right now and talking about it
Right.
gets lost in the shuffle. Okay, but however, I want to move gears. I don't want this to be a sad show.
No, it's not a sad show.
It's a
it's like
good show
it's
because
like
we
a
talk
therapy
about it. It's a
session
therapy.
for
The doctors,
us in the audience.
Dr. Phil may have to get a phone call.
My mother was a doctor. I stayed at a Holiday
Which
Inn
Phil?
Express last
This
night.
bill?
Whichever one you
Oh,
want.
okay. All
By the way, to those who are in the chat room, by the way, those listening on our app, thank you so much. If you're listening to us on
Absolutely.
your Android, WWDBTV. If you haven't gotten it yet, let a friend know. WWDBTV.LV if you have your iPhone product. I did put a question in the chat room because this is going to lead to one of our topics today. What is your favorite Christmas/holiday movie of the year that you like to watch? Now,
That's
we have
switching gears.
well, I know I'm
But we need to-
purposely,
right.
but I'm just putting it out there because I want to get more feedback on this as the show progresses. We do have America Speaks still coming up later on. God only knows what George is going to pull out of his hat there.
God only knows.
But my point is, so I want to get some feedback on that because it is something we're going to address.
And don't say Die Hard was a Christmas movie, please.
Wait a minute.
Don't.
Yeah.
Do not. I liked the movie. I liked it, but that's
No. Die Hard was
Oh.
a Hanukkah movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because this thing was
Mine is It's a Wonderful Life. That once again, my wife watches it all the time. White Christmas is a good one, but it's a wonderful. I mean, it was absolutely great. And then the one with Scrooge, the movie Scrooge,
Right.
man. And
Yeah,
that-
yeah, the
I
old
mean,
one.
the old one,
The
yeah,
original.
the original.
now my favorite animated is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
number
Which
10 on
was
the
just
list.
on last week, and I started crying every time. I was a kid when we read Rudolph, you know, with the little. I love that.
I know that's
Donald.
right.
In fact,
Yeah,
he's working on sound effects. Is really
yeah.
where his So George put a link in our chat conversation about the movies, and I looked at the link, and then what I saw on that list was like, yeah, there are movies there that some of them happened because it was a Christmas, like Gremlins. Is that really a Christmas
No,
movie?
no,
it's
no,
not.
but it happened at Christmas.
And
time.
neither is Home Alone.
Home Alone is.
I think that's borderline.
The
Yeah,
first
that's
one
borderline.
was-
As much as you guys know, I love my Dark Knight. One of the movies
Stop.
was no. Wait,
Jesus.
let me finish. One of the movies was on somebody's list that I found. Not
Really?
mine. not-
Batman.
that
Which
that
one?
The one with Danny DeVito. That
Oh,
was
the
at
first
Christmas
one.
time.
Yeah.
Penguin. Yeah.
That was the first movie that was with Michael Keaton.
That was was that
Danny
the
DeVito.
first
That
one?
was the first movie,
I
Batman.
thought that was the second one because you had Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Right, that was the first
Yeah,
one. But
yeah,
when
the
he became mayor, that was the
Well,
first
that was
one.
when his father was Pee Wee Herman.
Right, and that was
Yeah,
the first one.
Yes. Yes,
Folks, I've been
indeed.
up since 3 a.m. because I had to take my wife to the airport. I'm lucky I know where I am right
Oh, where's
now.
the
But
wife-
anyway,
where's the wifey at?
I took her to the airport. She went back to Virginia for 5
Oh,
days.
okay.
She left him.
Party.
I don't know who got the better of that deal, me being a bachelor for 5 days or my wife seeing her mother. Anyway, but that Batman movie, I don't think it's not on this list, but people actually have that on a list because why? It happened at Christmas time. So I was looking for a list that had some more of the
I always
traditionally,
the 40s and 50s
yeah,
and
the
60s
traditional stuff.
Christmas
John,
movies. Yeah.
sir,
Doctor Who.
What?
what?
James Bond?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Who,
an Abbott
who are you talking about?
There's an Abbott and Costello routine built in there
But who are
somewhere.
you talking about?
Who?
Doctor Who?
What's on second?
Right.
What?
Right,
Who?
there
What's
we
his
go.
specialty?
Who?
Who?
Yeah.
Doctor.
Woo-hoo. I can see Yogi Berra coming up now. Yoo-hoo! Right,
Right.
the old you drink.
Right.
Yoo-hoo! Anyway, so Patrick
Yes.
says his after this, I got to go to a Hanukkah dinner, by the way. By the way, happy Hanukkah to everybody out there that's celebrating. Tonight's the first light. Patrick says White Christmas was his #1 movie. So get in the chat room, please. If you are driving somewhere, use your hands free. Give us a call, 702-992-3207. Would love to know that.
Isn't It's a Wonderful Life? Isn't that James Stewart?
Yeah.
That's the one.
You know, I've never watched that from
That's
beginning
the
to
one
end.
I like.
Great
By
one,
the
man.
way, Desert
Yeah.
Valley Gallery, I'll get kicked in the back of the head because John doesn't remind me to do this every time. But if you go to that between now and December 31st,
Go.
Tivoli Village, your first $150 purchase or more, you get entered into a sweepstakes for a pair of tickets to their monthly cabaret show in any month you want to go next year, 2024. Great shows, an $80 value for 2 tickets, $150. How do you do that? Well, first of all, you can mention the RoundTable. You can mention Aaron's Hour. You can mention Aaron Phillips. You can mention WWDBTV, but don't call me Johnson. Anyway,
Right.
go in, mention that because
Don't mention the mouth.
I really stretched on that one, didn't I?
Stretch. Oh my God.
When I'm overtired, I can't even give myself a
Yes.
disclaimer. Anyway, so get in there and do that and take advantage of this. Okay, and then why does Patrick want to know if I'm going to Green Bay? Oh, because of the Giants? No, it's too fucking cold. Stay here.
Which game is that?
That's Monday night.
Okay,
You know the Manning brothers are doing double duty Monday night.
I saw
They're
that.
doing both games
Yeah.
Monday night.
I saw
Why?
that.
Why not?
Why do
Because
I
it's
want
a
to? Why do I want to see the Manning brothers?
Because they
They're-
do what they
you know-
do on ESPN.
you know what
too.
But I'm telling. But
So
what
you
I'm
don't have
saying
to-
is, I know-
They're funny though. They're
Man,
funny.
I saw them all the time, man.
Well,
That's boring to me,
okay,
man. God
okay,
dang.
all right.
See, I'm going to tell
right.
you like I tell him about trans sports. You don't have to watch it just because it's there.
I don't want to watch it, listen to it, or none of it.
All right, but let's
Peyton,
get into some other topics.
Eli,
please.
do you hear that, guys?
All right. There's
I don't.
There's two topics I want to talk about. The NCAA football, college football
Oh,
poll.
what a
We'll get
mess.
to that.
Is that a
However,
mess or what?
we'll get to that because that's going to be a longer conversation than the next thing, and that is what is happening with precious metals, gold and silver in particular, when our dollar is still at what, like a penny on the dollar, whatever it is.
It's
There's
lost
information you have.
97% of its buying power since 1913. 90%. And once again, here's the thing that people don't realize is that here in America, we are $33.7 trillion in debt and growing.
Trillion.
How do you pay that off? You can't pay your way out of it. You can't print money your way out of it in that
Write a
ordeal.
check, would you?
How many
You-
zeros
you-
is that?
That's 16.
10? Oh, 16.
You actually counted them?
Yes, my wife is the math whiz,
count
and
all
I
those
and yeah.
zeros?
16
But
zeros.
here's
You
the
need a
thing.
life.
But here's the thing about it. When we're in when
Fair
we're in an inflationary time, and when we start printing a bunch of money like we did,
Yes.
during COVID and that whole deal, the dollar goes down. It gets devalued. It goes down all the way down. Like I said, it's only worth 3 cents. So it's lost 97% of its buying power. You go to the store, it will show you. But when the dollar goes down, when fiat money goes down, you got precious metals that explode and go up. You saw right here just last week, gold went over and was historic. Went to $2,100 an ounce.
Wow.
Silver went to almost $26 an ounce. But see, here's the thing about it.
Yeah.
What are they always telling us? Buy low,
Sell high.
sell high.
No,
Folks
sell
will-
high in price. Don't take marijuana and sell high.
No, yeah, right.
So
we,
what we're
yeah, we ain't
talking
doing
about.
that.
Hey,
So
John
that's-
might, but
yeah.
we're
So-
not suggesting.
So that's why if you're gonna do it,
I'm gonna have to
when-
excuse myself because I can't stop being stupid.
when the prices come down, that's when you go in and buy.
Yes.
right.
Because it's going to go up, gang. Because once again, technology. If you look at solar panels uses what? Silver. And we're getting ready to go green, folks. Wait a minute. We got a train that they're getting ready to put in. They're already
Right.
getting ready to break down. So
$3
what do they?
billion.
So what do they have to use as conductors?
Copper.
Copper and silver, rhodium.
Yep.
All of those. So when you have a supply and demand, that means that the price of them, if you already have it in your hand, the price is going to go up. 2024 is going to be huge because of all the infrastructure work that's going to be done. Airports,
Right.
trains,
Right.
planes,
Roads, all
solar,
that shit.
cars. It's gonna be nuts, gang. And so if you buy low now, down the road, man, it's gonna grow, and that's where you start seeing your assets grow. That's how it works.
Well, I'm gonna listen.
Denise sleeps with her silver. She's got silver that she cuddles up to. Not
The
me.
horse.
Yeah, no, well, no. We got bags of silver underneath her pillow. Don't come over. But yeah, it's
Okay.
she sleeps.
He lives at 555
right,
Main
right,
Street.
right. And she has silver underneath her pillow. Just blocks.
Here,
it.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Crazy.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Is it rounds? Is it coins? Is it numismatic? Is it bars?
Yeah,
What is it?
bars.
Bars and that whole deal.
coins. Yeah.
So okay, so she has the bars and that whole deal. So does she know what to do with it?
Other than sleep with it, no, I don't know.
Oh, okay, well.
Does it get tarnished, or do you like her when she like brushes up on the
Tarnished.
silver?
Does it get tarnished? No, it's beautiful.
She doesn't know that she's holding on to her fortune.
Oh yeah, well, I think she does. That's
Yeah.
why she sleeps with it in her
Yeah,
bed.
absolutely. And
In
so
our
and so
bed.
folks, look, everybody's holding on to their dollars. Understand, man, that the money market, man, dollars and that whole deal, the interest rates, man,
that dictates a lot.
And that's creeping up
It's-
interest rates.
That's right.
Not
So
creeping, it's
yeah,
really good.
that's right. And so when you talk about inflation, man, and that inflation and recession is right around the corner, one of the two. It's right around the corner for 2024.
Yeah.
So let me share this. I've been doing this with Rick with the learning more about the silver and gold and copper, and where I'm doing what he's doing. I'm investing in the coins. I'm investing in all of this. Look, the great thing about this asset is it's going to outlive me
That's right.
and my kids and
Right.
my grandkids because I can pass it on down. In what is it? March to December's what? 9 months, 8 months? I don't know.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
Something
8
like that.
months, 9 months.
Yeah, I teach at elementary kids. I teach them English. That's your time. My portfolio alone of what I've purchased is up 10%
Come on.
since March.
Yep.
Okay. You got to be in it to win it. I hate to use that cliche, but if you want to live or have the probability of easier lifestyle down the line, okay. If I need something, I got one coin at least. Every coin I have is worth the value of what it's investing today at $24 a coin. I take 10 coins out. It's a lot easier for me to have $240 than for me to go to an ATM because I lose money
Right.
by that damn service fee.
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
So
right. And also, in New York and down in Texas,
Mhm.
what they've done is now they no longer take fiat dollars. They said, we're not taking anymore. We're going totally digital. And the money, these dollars that we're giving you now, we can track. That's what they're doing.
I don't like
gang. They'll
that
track,
part.
They'll track exactly how much you're spending, what you're spending it on,
Mhm.
the whole works. And if they don't like what you're doing, what will they do? Shut you down.
That's crazy.
And then you can't get your money out of the bank, folks.
Wasn't it another bank last week?
Yes.
A national bank. Something I seem to recall something about another
It
national.
was a Citibank
Okay.
that closed.
No, but I'm talking about a whole bank system, a
System.
whole company.
Citibank.
Oh, was it? Oh boy.
Citibank,
Does that
man.
mean Citi Field's going to have to close down in New York?
I'm not sure
The
of all
stadium?
that. I don't know. I don't know
But
all
if
that.
that's the case, man, zero out my balance now.
Yeah,
Right.
you better, hey man, take your
Hit
money.
delete, like Herm Edwards always says.
And if you
Delete.
have anything in
Yeah.
there in the bank, and if the bank closes down, how many banks have closed down since the first of the year? There's been too many
Well,
banks
your
closed
money's
down.
insured and a lot of those.
At 250. Do
Right.
you have $250,000 in the bank? Because if it's not $250,000,
Right.
they're not going to cover with FDIC.
Not since 2009.
Right. So, hey man, yeah. So,
No, man.
hey, bro,
So I'm doing this.
The thing is, you know what?
protect yourself.
Absolutely. People in general. And I mean, I've got acquaintances that do this, but I'm just getting people in general. We bitch and moan about finances, situations. We can't do this. We can do this. Yeah, I wish I could. And I'm in that boat. I mean, there are weeks, months where I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
But for me, having the security, knowing I have that blanket,
Yeah, man.
okay, makes it a little bit easier. Even people who are working 40, 50 hours a week who just, and I'm going to throw this out there to my teacher friends. Right now, teachers, they're here in town, contractual, still working on last year's. There's been no talk of any
Nothing.
conversation,
Still.
nothing.
What the hell,
And so
man?
there has to, we always talk about it.
Yes.
We always say it. There's got to be a better way to make it. We said it in timeshare all
Right.
the time, right? With all it's got to be a better way. Well, guess what? What Rick's talking about is the better way. I'm in it because I believed in it. And I've been in businesses, everything from, Amway back in the day, which is now under a different name,
Right.
Everything through Excel Communications. I've done it. I've been there, done that. This is the only one. And I'm not actively selling it as a business for me. But when I'm talking to people, look, I'm going to say it right now.
You know-
John, our producer here, he's now part of it. He understands. I mean, with all due respect to John, I love him to death. He's not a spring chicken,
Right.
right? No, seriously. But he just bought a house.
Yes.
That's it. That is.
Yes.
As long as I
Wonderful.
can make it till the end of the week.
Wonderful. I know that's
Yeah,
right.
please. I don't want to cancel any shows.
Yeah, we
please.
don't want to do
Right.
No, but what I'm saying is that, and it can happen for everybody at the same time when times are right or when things are in the right place. If people feel that it's able to be done, you do it. If not, it's okay. But my point is that what Rick is talking about, everybody, there is an option to not worrying about where my next dollar is going to come from.
That's right.
And yeah, it takes money to make money. I know that. Nothing is for free. And there's no magical pill we're going to take tonight that's going to make us wake up tomorrow.
I
and be
just
rich.
came up with how about network marketing, cocaine
That-
or marijuana? Find
Hey.
a way to network market and build a business.
But here's the thing:
Without-
but seriously, isn't every business network marketing? It's just some flow this way, some flow this
Right.
way.
That's right.
Every business is network marketing.
Everyone.
So the
Everyone.
fact that network marketing businesses get such a bad rap is foolish.
Right.
Are you talking about multi-level marketing as opposed to
Well, they now-
network marketing?
Well, but
There's
they
a
now
di-
call it network marketing in a lot of circles.
Even
That's
though,
right.
even though it's the same.
Call it whatever you want.
But multi-level
Premise.
marketing, yes. Network marketing, if I'm going to go to a network meeting in town with other business owners, that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
But network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever terminology.
When you
wanna
look at
use.
business terms,
Right.
when you look at business terms and their structure, every time you take that pyramid and you look at it, who is at the top?
One person. Usually.
One person, that's the CEO. And then who's next? The managing
His wife,
partners.
right.
Yeah, well, his
Or
wife,
husband,
that might be
depending.
a managing partner,
Whoever the
right?
partner is.
And then who's next? And
Then
then
the-
who's next?
right.
And then who's
Stockholders,
next?
right.
It's called trickle down economics,
Right.
folks. Trickle down economics has been around forever. You guys been hoodwinked. I play for the Denver Broncos, man. They're right now worth over about $3 billion.
That's
Do
crazy.
you think I got any of that $3 billion?
You helped make that.
And I
$3
helped
billion.
make that team. So, folks, look, understand, don't be afraid to go outside of your comfort zone. They want to keep you, man, a slave to them, where you make them multi-billionaires, but yet you got to struggle when you go to the store to make ends meet.
Every Saturday.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Every Saturday I share, winnings in casinos, and normally it's $2.
Yeah,
And I
right,
always-
right. I've seen those.
$2.50 here. And I always make a joke, someone wins $1 gazillion on the $3 bet. How many $3 bets do they have to put in to finally get that big jackpot? However, either way, you still and I always tell people, whatever you're going to do, don't do it to the point where you're taking food off your table. I walked away from a lot of business in timeshare where I knew in talking with people that I was taking food off
Their
their
last
table,
dollar,
right? Their
right.
last dollar. And George, I've worked with you on
Yeah.
a lot of these people. And how many times did you and I look at it and say, you know what?
Yeah.
It's not
for
worth
you.
taking food off the table. It's
Right.
not for you. So there are things that are shared and talked about in community. It's not for everybody.
Right.
You know that.
No.
But
Speaking
we
of
share
that,
information. Is what you do with it that's important.
there's a
Yes.
scene in the first Home Alone where he goes shopping with the mom's credit card.
Yeah.
And fills the card up.
Right.
Well, they did a mock-up. They went to a store in
Built the
today's
same
month,
stuff.
and they
the
bought
same
the same stuff that he bought back in 1990 in the film.
Mhm.
And when he paid, the bill was like $40 in the movie. The same stuff was like 190 or some crazy number like
Well, look
that.
what's been happening to our economy ever since the pandemic. Everything's going up. Look, I'm happy now that where I get gas is under $4. When I was visiting family, when I was visiting my daughter back in November, Virginia, I saw a cheap gas at $2.78.
Oh yeah.
So all right, we're going to step aside a little bit early because man, we have still so much to do. America Speaks, top movies, and of course, a few minutes on the college football playoff fiasco. You're watching the RoundTable. We'll be right back.
We don't have to
Most business owners struggle with the following issue. How do I brand my business to get noticed? Double 8 Design Studio helps businesses by designing brands that boost confidence, look and feel timeless, stand out from the competition, and attract all the right clients. Whether you are in need of a new brand, upgraded design elements, or completely redesign your current brand, Double 8 Design Studio has fully customized packages for your business. Call Chelsea McKendrick at 702-525-3334 and visit www.double8designstudio.com. Let Double 8 Design Studio give you a brand new outlook for your business. Hey everybody, I am Aaron Phillips. You are?
I'm Governor Val Brown Klingelhofer.
And we host what kind of show?
We host the most fabulous show on this network you've ever seen. It's all about Kiwanis and what's going on in our different cities.
And Kiwanis Connects is the title, and you can watch us every Friday morning, 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time, right on Facebook or WWDBTV. Say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Aloha.
How unique.
It's gorgeous.
You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery. I've got to have it.
So colorful.
I can't live without out it. You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery.
All right, welcome back. Again, we want to thank Desert Valley Gallery for chiming in. Get up there. They're Tivoli Village right at the Valley Circle. Go in. Mention Thoughts Count Anywhere, the RoundTable, anybody associated with the station here. If you make a purchase of a minimum of $150 for the first time ever, you'll be entered into a drawing for a pair of tickets to their monthly cabaret show, which has a value of about $80 for the pair. Little finger foods while you're there. Room of only about 30 people, but great music and great entertainment.
I've gone there, and I've gone in there and looked at the merchandise in there.
And they're
Folks,
waiting for you to come back, by the way.
I asked them. Hey, the key thing is, do yourself a favor, folks. At this time of the year, they have some great gifts, great stuff in there, man. Do yourself a favor, go do it,
John.
And if they go in there and mention my name, they'll get thrown out.
They'll double the price. Oh, you know him? Double the price.
Right.
Double the price, then we'll give you 50% off. So how's that? All right, let's get to it. Did you like the mouth on that? By the way, do you want to mention the correction you made? Our crack research department over here, Donna Upchurch.
Crack.
Well,
How many's corrected his statement about the number zeros? How much is
13.
it for trillion? 12. 12 zeros.
Well, at least I
for
got you
trillion.
there, man. I went a little over.
I can't even count
Well,
that
if
high.
you reach for the moon, you fall amongst the stars.
You fall
right?
amongst the stuff.
I keep
There
reaching.
she comes.
I must be
sweet.
reaching for the low
The
hanging fruit.
Christmas kiss. Christmas kiss.
I'll take it. I won't take it from you or Aaron, okay? I'll just take it from Mo.
Really?
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
got
I'm so
beards and
disappointed.
whiskers, man.
I can shave.
Scratching me up.
I shaved her. I'm smoother than a baby's butt.
Did you hear what Donna said?
She shaved
She
too.
shaved too.
Yeah, okay.
We'll leave the conversation there.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna say I'm.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I am not going deep into those woods, folks, at all. I have to go home and live with this woman. So
Oh boy.
We call that the spider effect. Is that right? All
Right.
right, let's get to it. We're wasting time. Why? I don't know. All right, college football playoffs. First of all,
What a mess.
I feel bad for Florida State, undefeated, and they're left out. Now,
Now, are they even? They're ranked though, right?
yeah,
Are
they
they're
were.
ranked.
Of
Ranked.
course, otherwise they wouldn't have been number
Right.
5 in the
they're
rankings.
Okay. They're.
They were number 5 in the playoffs.
wow.
And
So-
Georgia, who has been the repeat champion,
That's my team. They shouldn't.
they
beat-
lost the close game, right?
One
They
game
lost
in
it.
35 games. They lost.
All right,
one.
and then you have Texas, who's in the top 4, right? They beat Alabama, right? Michigan is now going up against Alabama. No one wants to face
they're-
Alabama
they're-
because of this.
And Michigan's undefeated.
Undefeated. They beat my Nittany Lions. But I go back to things like this within this whole college ranking shit.
I think
Okay.
it's a piece of shit for 20
If
years.
you have the week off, right? Why do you lose spots in the poll because you didn't play?
I didn't know that happened.
Oh, it happens all the time. Penn State, as an example, my team, every time they're off on a bye week, they always manage to fall down the rankings. I was talking about this before we went on the air, 1980, whatever it was, when Penn State went to their first Rose Bowl, when they first entered,
That was 85, 86.
something like, maybe it was
87,
86, right? When they first entered against Oregon, right? The week before that, okay, they were off.
Yeah. Right. They had a
Nebraska, and they were number 1 in the country. Nebraska, that same weekend when Penn State was off, beat their opponent. I think it was like by 20, whatever it was, right? Because of that, Penn State didn't play. The number 1 ranked team going into that week, Nebraska jumped them.
They look at strength of schedule. That's what they look at. I don't care what you talk
You
about.
have
You
to
can talk.
dissect that really.
I'm just telling you, man, what I know. This is what they do.
I know.
They go off a strength of schedule, man. If you played Appalachia State and you
Right.
beat them, and if they you beat
Penn
them by
State
3
always has
points,
trouble with
and
Appalachian
if you
State.
beat them by 3 points, they're going to say,
Well, you didn't.
yeah, that's not a Power 5 team. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop you a little bit because they almost beat
You
you.
should have beat them by 50 points.
But is it the team's fault for playing whoever they have on that? Now, Grant, I know they have to sign contracts to play these teams.
Right.
I get that. But a team that plays Appalachian State this year
Right.
if it's a 5-year contract,
Mhm.
that team in the 5th year who was not part of the original signing of the contract,
Okay.
should they suffer because of an agreement 4 or 5 years prior?
I don't think they should.
Right.
But once again, the committee does.
Oh, fuck the committee.
Well,
What do they know?
well, who runs the show?
So, but here's the
The
thing.
committee.
Now, this wonderful committee is going to make conversations worse because next year we're not going to stay with 4. Let's
You
go to
can't.
12.
You can't.
No.
Let's go to to me, I think even 12 is too much. I'd have been happy
I
at
thought
8.
6.
6 to 8. Absolutely. 12. Now we're getting, I mean, look, college football playoffs is going to be just like hockey and basketball season. Half the league's going to get into the playoffs anyway. What's the sense of a regular? The more teams that get in and I have this issue with baseball with all these
It
wild
waters
card
down
teams.
everything.
It reduces the significance of a season, in my opinion.
But remember, it's almost just like with kids now. I'm gonna give you a participation trophy, right? Because you
took seventh
participated in that.
grade.
So now they want everybody to be able to participate in that.
So-
And wait now.
No.
What,
I got
have you ever heard of advertisers? Advertisers are chomping at the bit. They got more bowls now than they have teams to play. Minnesota, who went 5-7, I think it is, they're going to a bowl game,
How?
man, because there's not enough teams to fill the slots. The
So they cut
advertisers have
wait a minute,
already
make
done
up
what?
a bowl game.
Wait a
They make
minute.
up all
Here's
these weird
a
bowl
novel
games.
idea. Cut the bowl games, and then the
Exactly.
bigger bowl games charge a little more to the sponsors.
The advertisers have done it, but what they want to do is try to balance the field out with some of the sub.
Then they should have,
teams in that
their
deal.
own bowl series, just away from the Division One.
I
stuff.
agree. What you need to do is talk to them, but that's how they're doing it.
You know what I
gang.
want? I want to start a petition.
Well,
Oh,
let's
they
do
have
it.
this stupid little all-state Gator Bowl, enchilada bowl. I mean, no, I want
Poinsettia
the.
bowl,
You know, they make up all these.
pinstripe bowl because they play.
It's
Nike.
bullshit.
But
Well,
here's-
everybody's making money.
Yeah.
These schools, man, are being funded, man. They get X amount of dollars. They share the profits in that old deal, right? So now when they come back to their school in that old deal, they have enough money to go around and recruit and say, you know what? We just went to a bowl game, man, and we can get you, man, to our school in that old deal. We were just in a bowl game. It's all about recruiting.
Chief brings up a great point. I don't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
That's all right.
He says he thinks part of it is what conference you play in. And I agree with that. The Power Five, that's all we hear about is the Power Five conferences. More and more of these teams soon, the Pac-12 is going to go away, right? Because everybody's
Yeah.
moving.
Gone.
Why is Texas in the Big Ten? Right? Geography-wise, they don't belong with Penn
Right.
State and Virginia and
Yeah.
Michigan, Ohio State. But I realize it's the money. But they came from
Who's
the
in
big,
the Big Ten?
Penn State, Michigan,
You
Minnesota.
said Texas.
Texas
Yeah.
is going into the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When?
Next year.
The Big 12 is going bye-bye.
Yeah,
UCLA is joining the Big Ten.
that's crazy.
Texas is in.
They're
the
gonna have,
Pac-
like-
is in the
Big 12. Guess
Yeah,
what?
They're gonna have like.
They're moving to the Big Ten.
They're
and
gonna
they're
have-
leaving.
The Big 12, because why? The Big Ten's a bigger money conference.
They're
than
gonna
Big
have
12.
15 to
I
20
thought they would.
teams.
For me, you would suspect they would go SEC,
I would think
or
Texas
maybe,
would go SEC.
or maybe even ACC.
Geography means nothing.
Not anymore. Nothing
No,
means.
And ultimately, all of these.
And instead
It
of having,
boils down to what?
and
Of
having
course.
instead of having 8 to 10 teams, now you're gonna have 15 to 20.
But now, because like Chief says, you have these conferences, conference winners of like the Big Ten, they're pretty much already going to get a bowl if they're undefeated like this, right? These conference winners, it all boils down to money, and we know that. And it's greed. And
Now,
it's
what's
greed
the
and it's
bowl
greed.
game that the Rebels are going? Is it the Big
No,
Mac
it's a
Bowl?
I thought it was a Las Vegas bowl. I thought they were staying here.
It's not the Las Vegas
Let-
Bowl. It's something
Well,
else.
whatever.
Let me give you guys some. Let me give you guys some information.
Might as well.
I remember back playing in the Big Ten. I was at Minnesota. You had Michigan and you had Ohio State, with
Right.
Woody Hayes and Schembechler.
You bet.
These guys,
Woody
it
Hayes
was called
punching people out
it
on
was
the side.
it was called the Big Two and the Little Eight because they were whooping
It was always
everybody
Michigan
behind.
and Ohio
Okay,
State.
wait, let me
Yeah,
finish.
yeah.
Let me finish. And so all of the sudden, Minnesota, we ended up 6-2 in the Big Ten, right?
Mhm.
We ended up in third place. We never got a chance to go to a bowl game. The two teams, man, that played, whoever won between them, the only one that went to a bowl game was the Rose Bowl,
Mhm.
playing UCLA or USC or
Right.
Washington in that whole deal, right?
Yep.
We never had a chance to go to a bowl. Now, if you go 5-5,
That's crazy. I thought you.
now you can go to a bowl game. Gang,
I thought you had
I
to
hear
win
Notre
six.
six.
Dame, Notre Dame could be 0 for the season, and they'll still get invited because it's Notre Dame.
I thought you had to
Their
win.
fans travel
I thought you had to win 6 games to get into a bowl
to
game.
qualify.
well, they've changed it. They can do whatever they want.
Hey, if you win 4 games, you're in.
They can do whatever they want.
There's got to be a better system than what they're doing now with the committee that has the Michigan athletic director sits on the committee who decides who goes where.
Well, they also didn't want James Madison to be able to get into the playoff system.
Ridiculous.
And the bowl games and that whole deal. What are you talking about?
Ridiculous. They were undefeated. Why,
Right.
I mean, absolutely. College game day when they were there a couple of weeks ago,
Yes.
even though they lost that game,
Right.
Still.
it was nuts. It was nuts. That's all they talked about, and rightfully so. How many years did University of Central Florida?
That's right.
They were always left on the outside. They're
That's
not
right.
big, but they played everybody. These
right.
teams that are on the outskirts. It goes back to what I said before. They play who's on the schedule.
Right.
And the schedules are created 10 years in advance.
Right.
And the teams 5 years, 10 years from now, it had nothing to do with the signing of these contracts.
No.
They're just playing the teams that are in front of them. And
That's
that should be something that's looked at. And again, look, I don't know if I'd want to sit on the committee to make these decisions
I
as much as
wouldn't.
we bitch about it.
Right.
Right? I don't
Everything.
know. But
What-
12
what's-
teams, I guarantee it, 12 teams next year is not going to fix it.
When,
either.
when,
But
when,
what? No.
when I was a kid, it was only 4 bowl
Right, it
games.
was 4.
Rose, Orange Bowl, Gator Bowl,
And
and
Cotton.
Cotton Bowl,
Then
right.
they added a peach.
Right. Which is okay.
Yeah.
Peach had the
Been around.
Alamo. Some of the bigger names I have no problem.
Now you have more advertisers, gang. Money talks.
Yeah.
All that other stuff walks, gang.
I'll say
Right.
it.
It
All the
does.
bullshit walks.
Bottom line.
All right. We have about 4 minutes or so left. So I want to change gears because we can. Do you want to pull up your article on the movies or I'm going to use this one?
Use that
All
one.
right. So I have, and this list came from Entertainment Weekly. I have to give where credit is due. So if you don't like the selections, you can email them, not us. By the way, my petition,
Mhm.
I want to see next year the RoundTable Bowl.
Oh,
Right.
Right over there to the right in the first door.
There it is. Seats 1.
It's
well,
sponsored by Charmin.
hey, man.
Right.
All right,
You know,
so-
anything can happen, bro.
Right.
Hey,
Touchdown.
our bowl will be the little football.
No, my bowl will be the one I put on your head and cut around you.
Okay.
All right, number 20 in this list, The Santa Claus, 1994 with Tim Allen. That whole series, but that was the
Yeah,
original.
okay. Yeah, that's okay.
See, here's one that I
Not
question.
old enough.
Gremlins, 1984.
Stop. Who the
No.
But that's
moron? Entertainment
I
Weekly.
didn't
Stop.
watch that. Kids were scared to watch it.
I know.
I liked
Gizmo.
it.
Yeah,
I
Now
like the
do.
movie, but it's not Christmas.
Because it happened
Just
at Christmas
because.
and they needed presents. That's why.
There
All
are a
right,
couple
number
vampire
18.
movies that's happened at
Here's a good
Christmas.
one. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. That's all right. I watched that one. It's cool.
Absolutely.
Not old enough.
It's a hard crowd around here. Number 17, 1988.
No respect.
No respect. Scrooge with Bill Murray, which
I
is, of
liked
course,
it.
a
I liked
classic
it.
take
I
on the
like-
Christmas
I
Carol.
The
Bill
tale
Murray,
of
he was
Scrooge.
good.
I like the story of
I'll
Scrooge.
watch it again. All right. Number 16, don't shoot the messenger. Die Hard. Number 15,
No, we're going Die Hard now, motherfucker. What's the line that he did?
number 15 is A Miracle on North Rancho. No, Miracle on 34th Street, 1947.
Yes, that's more appropriate now.
See,
Now
that's why I
we're
like
getting
this list because it had a lot of more of the traditional movies. So we
Right.
don't get into fisticuffs.
Come on, get to mine, dog.
Number, what did I say? 14, White Christmas.
which
Yeah,
well,
it's
yeah,
all right.
that's
No, 14.
all right.
That's Bing Crosby. Danny
okay,
Kaye,
okay,
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
good one.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. I was a kid.
13. Well, unlucky 13. The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. That was
Jim
the,
Carrey.
no, that was the stick figure movie.
Get
With
out.
yeah.
Get out.
12. Is this a Christmas movie? Trading Places.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
it is.
It's
It's
not.
kind of because Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd was in there, man, acting a
it's-
fool as Santa,
Yeah.
right?
Christmas.
He had a messed up
scene with the-
beard. And
he
all
took
It was
that.
the
the fish.
holiday Christmas
Yeah,
party.
Santa
They made,
Claus.
that's right. The owners made that.
I like
Yeah,
that one. I like
yeah.
that
They
one.
made
I
it-
like
the
it.
owners made $1 bet.
It's, yeah, but it's
I
not
like
a
it.
Christmas movie, but it's funny.
I like it.
Oh, I loved it. Doesn't mean it's
Number
not
11. I feel like I should have a timpani roll. 1990, Home Alone.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
See again.
How about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? I only bring
Great
that up
film,
because that was
but
part
not.
of-
How about Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton?
I haven't gone through
Yeah,
the rest of the
yeah.
list.
look at our clock. Look at our clock.
I know, I'm trying.
See, to me,
Number
Chris-
10, the aforementioned Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay.
Number 9,
Thank you so much.
1974, The Year Without a Santa Claus, starring Mickey Rooney. Number 8, don't anybody boo this one, The Muppet Christmas Carol. Don't boo
What
it.
year?
1992, but that was a take on hey.
I
Turn
Christmas
his mic
movies to
off.
me are when I was a kid. It has been lifelong.
Number 7, 2003, Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Number 6,
Funny.
this one, I had no idea what this movie was. I even looked it up and I thought, no way. Love Actually from 2000. Was it?
It was, but it's not a. You can't associate it with just because.
Okay, let's
The
go.
whole movie was about Christmas.
It's
Number
not-
5. How George Stole Christmas. I mean, the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Another.
1996, the original version. Elf 2003, which I thought was pretty good.
It is.
Number 3, classic Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yes.
I like Charlie
yes.
Brown Christmas.
Number 2, A Christmas Story.
Yes.
Every kid from that movie on stuck its tongue on a pole and will never do it again.
Right.
And number
That's a
1,
nice eye out.
number 9, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, man.
1946.
Yes.
Awesome.
It even says in here, it says, I know, big shocker, right?
Yeah, man. That's hey, the message
Chief, I love
behind
you.
this movie is so good.
Well, that's why it's a
stupid.
Christmas
Yeah.
movie, not Home Alone,
Chief
not Bad
says-
Santa.
Cheap says, stop. Who the hell made this list? I
Entertainment
know,
Weekly.
some jabroni. But I am disappointed, Entertainment Weekly. There's not one about Hanukkah. Not even one on how to make a dreidel.
And not even about Kwanzaa. Hey,
That's
man,
right.
I need my dashiki
Would there
on.
be a top
You're
10 of movies?
That's-
Hey,
Is there
I
an
have an
argument for
idea
that?
for a movie.
Is there a top
What?
10 Hanukkah movies?
Is there 10 Hanukkah movies?
I don't think
There
so.
may be 5.
There's not even one. There's not.
Rocky Horror Muppets.
There's not one Kwanzaa movie
All right.
at all.
With that,
Why not? Why did we get left out anyway?
because
Because you got White Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
We got Black Friday now. How you like them apples?
we don't even have. We don't even.
The proper term is African American.
Yeah, no. Hey,
African.
I'm from the hood. I say black now. How you
Right.
like them?
It's not African American Friday.
Man,
So
I got
that's
too
the
many
other-
terms on that. I'll stay with black.
That's I
It
know
did.
you stopped recording.
already
today.
off.
All right. With that, final thoughts.
I don't even know what to say after this. Oh my God, Christmas movie list.
Keeping the mouth voiceless.
Yes. Just keep going, guys. Keep getting up. Where I know we're entering the holiday season, so just whatever's going on in your life, just keep your head up, keep your head above water, and keep doing what you do. And have a good holiday.
Condolences once again out to the families.
Yes.
To the highway patrolmen. I know they were going to do the program yesterday and they weren't able to do it. But it goes at this time of the year. Our love and our condolences go out to all your families, man. But everybody, watch your back. Be careful out there. Enjoy this time of the year with your family.
Absolutely. Even NFR delayed their grand opening. Was supposed to happen tonight, I believe.
Oh,
their
they
opening
did,
festivity.
yeah.
That's why I read yesterday
Wow.
that they've even put it off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with that, just a quick reminder. Programming note: we are going to be on the air in 2 weeks, up to the 21st. However, the following week, the 28th, which is between Christmas and New Year, we are taking that Thursday off.
Denise's birthday.
We were happy birthday, Denise. We expect the party then be at your house. We then we'll pick a show to rerun. So there's no show on the 28th. We will be here up through the 21st. Then we have a special announcement regarding the 4th of January, a special remote show. Join us.
right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Next year.
That's next year. You
That's
got a
next
year to
year.
plan it.
Yeah.
All right. With that, join us tomorrow at 9:00 for Kiwanis Connects. Former Governor Doc Val now is what I have to call her, and myself. We will host another titillating edition of
Titillating.
Kiwanis Connects. With that, as always, be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. Thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by everything around
Right.
the world nowadays. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Round Table.
Go
If
Raiders.
that's the case, why do
Go
we sit at
Raiders.
a half table? I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't